Tonight on the Nut Club podcast, I talk about E3 3 weeks late. Jace fucks up all recordings previous to this one. Parker admits he's gay. And Ruben talks about his love life with the game engine Unity. Hello everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of the Nut Club podcast. I am your host, James, as always. And I'm here to give some quick information before the video starts. Basically, in this episode, I say, "Oh, I'm going to be edited because I want it to look all professional and nice. Oh, good job, James." No, I'm not going to be, because I can't be bothered. When we get proper views, and stable subscribers, I will start editing properly and I will get an editor to help with the video. Until then, we're doing it my way. And also, you'll be hearing people in the background because I don't care. Okay? Thank you. Enjoy the episode. It's a good one. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Nut Club podcast. New name, Epic. I'm joined by all three co-hosts, Jace.
Hey, good evening.
Ruben.
Hello.
And the gay one.
Hey, fuck your mum, but he's still gay.
Parker.
Tinder's the gay one. Shit.
But he's young
Think
one
you
with
mean
a
the whole
girlfriend.
Yes, because
No,
you...
no,
fucking Ruben.
Girlfriend.
Yeah, no.
I am Ruben,
Parker,
that's all.
Parker just gets pegged by his girlfriend. so
Jason,
it's like, hey, you know.
if only you could hear the shit that you said the other night.
Alright, let's not talk about this now.
I do remember some.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah.
On with it.
So, new name, Epic.
Kind of.
It's better than the Big Boy podcast.
Is it
Yeah.
though?
What do you guys think?
No, fucking no. I don't
I
care.
think the whole reason I changed it because another channel was called the Big Boy podcast, and it was like 4-year-olds.
Oh, fuck that.
Well, so it's basically
Oh.
the exact same thing. They probably get more views than us as well. So I was
Yeah,
like,
they
hey.
probably do. But one day, guys, this will pop off.
One day we'll beat the 4-year-old.
It
One
won't
day,
that far.
it'll
But
just
hey,
be
it's
like
looking good.
Misfits or Cold Ones.
Oh, I love Misfits.
I love cold ones. Yeah.
Mm.
Very unlikely though.
Very
Hold on,
unlikely.
wait. Can I bring something up? When you search up Rubini, the first thing that pops up is me. But then the second one is like the Beanie Boo girl. And it just haunts me to this day.
Who's the Beanie Boo girl? What the fuck?
She has like, I think she has like 3 videos and they're all just like on her, like, you know those like teddies, like the Beanie Boos?
Yeah.
It's just those.
Bro, that's weird.
Honestly, I don't know. I'm gonna stick by my name.
Yeah,
That's
stick
fair.
I
by
got
it.
given. You know what? You know why I got given it?
Don't know. You wore beanies actually? Yeah.
No, I liked Mighty Beans.
Bro.
Dude, those twins.
My-
are fucking
She trying to
sick.
fuck the tree.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck the tree like a fucking mom.
Wait, what did you use to fuck his mom? You used it.
Oh, he's fucking the tree. Well, fuck.
Yeah, you gotta splice that in there.
Yeah, I gotta put that in.
Yeah.
That is a video, ladies and gentlemen, of Jace.
Don't even like.
I shouldn't even explain it.
Put the video in. Put the video in. But
I'll
like,
just put it in
read the
randomly.
audio on the video so we can just hear it through your mic. It's just funny
Yeah.
that way.
I'll just put it in randomly.
I had just random intervals throughout the entire video. It's like segments.
I'll
of
cut it up into parts.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So E3 passed. I don't know how long ago.
Like a month ago.
Fucking month ago.
Yeah.
Kind of late. to
Okay.
it, whatever.
We're late to it because I kept
We all
asking.
suck.
I kept asking these 3 dipshits to get on and record but
We have stuff.
they
to
have
do.
stuff to do, and I don't.
Busy life.
Like I got nudes from this Russian chick, so that's poggers.
Yeah.
Jace, you can't-
Snapchat bots don't count, alright?
Yeah. And
Jace. Reverse
no.
Google images don't count.
Yeah.
Bro, what the fuck? You can. I'll send you all of them. You can reverse.
I don't want.
Google
Okay.
Every
Okay.
single one of them.
Okay. Let's move on to E3.
Okay.
Okay.
Good idea.
So we got. I'm gonna go through the games, just listing them off that got announced,
Yeah.
and then if
Okay.
any of them are any good, we'll go through and talk about them.
Fair.
We've got Age of Empires 4.
Every game.
No, I'm gonna say all the names, but we won't go through them all
Okay.
because we'll just be here forever.
Yeah.
Even though it's
Fair.
only like 5 games that are actually good.
Bro, if
anyway.
forces-
We got Age of Empires 4, The Anarchist, A Plague Tale, Atomic Heart, Babylon's 4, Back for Blood, Battlefield 2042, Chernobylite, Citizen Sleeper, Contraband, Dark Horse Pictures, Death Trash, Diablo 2, Elden Ring, Evil Dead the game, Far Cry 6, Far Cry 6 Season Pass, Final Fantasy Origin, Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster, Forza Horizon 5,
Yeah.
Gloom World, 70 games from Guerrilla Collective, and finally, Starfield.
Star Joe Mama Field, bro.
Joe Mama.
Okay, so which games should we talk about? I think we should start with, Battlefield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
I love
cinematic
that.
trailer look
I love that
fucking
meme. I feel like we can't talk about Battlefield without mentioning that one clip, the meme where it's like every other shooter, like, hey, let's make our shooter really realistic. Also Battlefield, let's jump out of a plane midair, shoot an RPG and land back in the plane.
Well, I mean, that was an epic gaming clip when that came out.
That was funny.
The original when the guy jumped out of the plane in game.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
it's based off like a skill strat someone did, and it
Yeah.
was epic watching.
Yeah.
So Battlefield 2042, the trailer will be playing now. A near future Battlefield which increases 128 players in one game.
That's a lot of people.
That is
Don't
that
play
is
the whole, don't play
that
the whole
is-
trailer, but yeah.
that is a lot.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know how they're gonna go. Like, if the game dies, they've got to.
I don't
make
think
sure
it's-
that the games. No, I'm not saying that the game's gonna die off, but think
No,
about it this way: they've got to.
they've got to make
I'm
it
not
relevant.
talking. I'm not talking.
Keep it
I'm not talking
interesting.
short term here. I'm not talking a year after release. I'm talking 3 years down the line.
Yeah, because
once
still people are
hype
still
starts to
playing all
die
the
down.
old Battlefield games still.
Yeah. But I'm worried that they're gonna have to change the way that the game plays.
I'm worried that
to
this is.
account for it.
I'm worried this is going to be one of those one-hit wonder games. When the
Yeah,
next
it's-
Battlefield,
I
it's just
feel
going to
like-
go
I
back
feel
to
like, yeah.
normal.
3 years down the line where they don't have the player base to support it.
Mm.
Either they're gonna pull a Fortnite and fill it with bots, or they're gonna
Well, did you hear what they're doing
the
with
way the game
Assassin's Creed?
no.
No.
They're making an Assassin's Creed multiplayer battle royale.
Oh, that's nah.
That is.
We know it's possible because
We know it's possible because it's
we
Ubisoft.
know it's possible because Rainbow Six is a multiplayer competitive shooter game that's built on an engine that isn't even supposed to, because it's built off of the Assassin's Creed engine, right?
Yeah,
And that's why there's been these weird bugs in it, right?
yeah.
And yeah, so we know it's possible, but it's just kind of weird.
Yeah, no, I don't feel like they should kind of let unless it's like a spin-off game, but those sort of spin-off games
They don't
really
work.
do very well.
Look,
I
it's
think
like-
Metal
it's like-
Gear
it's like-
Solid tried
I
to do
love-
that at one point, and
Okay,
at the
I just want to ask everyone: name your favorite Ubisoft game.
A Far Cry 3 or 4.
I'm gonna have to look at the
Spyro.
Ubisoft games.
But
I thought you said Spyro
wait,
for a
before
second.
I mention mine, wait.
I did say
Um,
Spyro.
Oh, did they make Spyro?
Yeah, they did.
Cool.
Which one? Like the original, or like?
Yeah, like
All
the
of them.
old ones, I'm pretty sure.
nah, all of them, bro.
All of them? Yeah.
I
They
think
didn't, they
so.
didn't seem like the company to make Spyro.
Wasn't it like in?
No, wasn't that like that was someone else.
Fuck it.
Well, someone made the
it
someone
might
made
have
the
been
new
Infinity Ward.
reimagined.
I feel maybe Infinity. No.
Before I say,
I'll say
mine,
mine. I'll say mine before
yeah.
yours.
Insomniac.
My
okay,
favorite.
yours.
My favorite. It's a very like debatable topic. My favorite Ubisoft game is the original Watch Dogs.
Nah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like
Honestly, I'm
people
probably
didn't
gonna-
give it a chance after the E3 trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
But if you actually played through it, you would realize it's more than just a John Wick game.
Like
more than just-
before I say mine, back on that topic of games being turned into battle royales,
Oh my
I feel
god,
with
is it
some
like
games it just
hyperspace?
doesn't work. I feel like some games it just doesn't work too well.
Nah.
One
especially
like
for
notable
Assassin's
game that it
Creed.
didn't work too well with. Like personally, I love the game normally. I love like all the games before all the games that are coming.
Okay,
for it.
everyone, let's guess what
Forza-
let's guess Ruben's favorite.
Forza.
Let's guess.
My favorite Ubisoft game.
Let's guess it. Let's guess it before you say it.
It's not my wait. It's not a battle royale. I just wanted to say Forza Horizon 4. Like the battle royale, it was a cool concept, but it kind of didn't like work well. And
Yeah.
I remember they tried to do it with remember that game Robocraft? They
No.
tried to like make a battle royale with that, and I don't think that worked well either. I don't know.
Ruben, before you say it, let's just
I'm
guess
gonna give you some hints
Ruben's.
here. I haven't played it.
So
but
it's your
something
favorite
I like
Ubisoft
doing.
game, but you
I know,
haven't played.
I haven't played it. Like I don't own it personally,
Okay.
but like I have played it. But like I've played it at like other people's places and shit.
Okay.
And I like really enjoy like watching gameplay of it. And it's something I like doing in real life too.
Oh,
That's all I'm gonna say. I'm pretty sure it's made by Ubisoft.
Assassin's Creed.
Skate
I go
3.
around killing random people in the streets.
I don't know. Skate 3 is Ubisoft, yeah.
No.
No, that's
not
Ubisoft.
those. I'll give you
I'm-
one more hint.
I'm trying to think something that's like Ruben's area.
Let him give
That's
us
a-
clue.
It's quite a cold game.
Ooh, Just Dance.
Oh, nah, bro.
Bro, I go around in the street and dance in front of random people.
Cold.
Like, bro, it's
What?
wait, what?
Okay, it's the
Xbox
game.
Simulator 2020.
No, it's the game. It's called Steep. It's like a
Oh,
snowboarding,
Steep.
wing gliding, and like
Oh, I wouldn't have guessed it. I know that's a. Oh,
it's such a cool
played
game.
it. I've played
How
it.
do you not have it? It was free on Epic Game Store for like a while.
Was it? Oh, I
Yeah,
missed that
and it was
shit.
free on Steam for like a week.
I love it. I like playing all those sorts of games. Like I have this old like I can't remember what it's called. It's like a snowboarding game on the PlayStation. And that used to be like my shit. And I'm like massive
I
Tony
remember
Hawk Pro
I had
Skate
like
fan.
I had this old snowboard game on my phone. It was like horrible quality.
Was
but I
the
just
one where you tilted?
Yeah, you tilted your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like you went around these rings and there were elves that you could hit.
Yep.
Elves.
Yeah, it was like a Christmas game.
Okay,
Yeah,
we've
Christmas
got
games.
confirmation that James abuses short people.
Oh no, I'm getting cancelled.
Oh, that reminds me of the meme. You know the meme, and it's like, short. Do you like short girls or tall girls? And then he just goes men.
Ryan Reynolds.
Midgets.
No. My favorite Ubisoft game is probably Black Flag.
Oh yeah.
Shit's good.
I mean, okay, Skate 3 is good fun, but it's just like there's no story or anything. It's just like Fuck
Was
around.
Skate made by Ubisoft? I don't
yeah,
think
it was.
so.
It was made by Black Box, which was a part of Ubisoft.
Oh, it was a division of Ubisoft.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
they
EA
got
Black Box.
Oh, EA. Aha,
Yeah, it's
I
EA.
see now.
Because
I'm
like Ubisoft wouldn't. If Ubisoft made Skate, it would be like the
Wait,
buggiest shit
what?
ever.
Hold on, wasn't Ubisoft gonna buy EA for a while, or am I fucking
No,
there? No.
I think someone was gonna buy Ubisoft. Take-Two, I think, was gonna buy Ubisoft,
Yeah. Hold up.
but then like, Jess just got called off. We'll quickly move on before he starts talking about Forza Horizon. Okay.
Speaking of the word Horizon,
Oh god.
how
Forza
how-
Horizon?
No, we're not. We went past that one.
Yeah, we
Horizon
went
Zero
past
Dawn?
Forza Horizon 5. Sorry, man.
We'll come back to that later.
We'll come back to it later for like 2 seconds at the end.
What's it called?
Can
Can we talk about
Horizon
how,
Zero
like,
Dawn.
desperate E3 was to get people to come to their thing like this year? They
Oh my
they
god.
legit got a mobile data company, like a internet provider, to do a conference. They got Verizon.
Did you see for Take-Two?
No.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
what's this? Wasn't it just
Everyone-
like, oh, yeah,
everyone was
GTA's
so-
being remastered?
No. Everyone was so excited because Take-Two had never properly been at like their own panel at E3. And everyone was so pumped because they were like, oh my god, we're going to get like maybe GTA expanded, enhanced, and new DLC updates. Or a roadmap or something. Or maybe like more content. Maybe even hints of GTA 6. But like, so many people tuned in, and all it was a bland conference talking about inclusion in video games.
Oh, that reminds me of.
It was an hour long of people on a Zoom call
Yeah, that's
talking
boring.
about
That reminds
inclusion.
me of the what's it called? They did I watched the live stream for the announcement of Windows 11, and like 50% of it wasn't even showing off like Windows. It was just talking about their emotions.
Really?
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
if
no.
I get cancelled for this, I don't care. World, fucking suck it up. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, that's honestly
Wait,
fair
what?
enough. Like,
I am so pissed that I am in a generation where if you accidentally call someone the wrong pronoun, the wrong name, you get like sentenced to death on the internet.
yeah,
I'm sick of it.
That doesn't annoy me as much as when people get cancelled for things they did when they were like 10.
Yeah, that's like it's like grow up. You probably did some bad stuff when you were 7.
you did bad shit. You probably
No, I didn't do anything bad. I just made really cringy YouTube videos I'd rather not
I just
watch.
killed some people. That's all.
And you probably kicked a dog. I don't know. Hey, we've all.
I didn't. I promise you I did not do that.
No, everybody's accidentally kicked a dog at least
Every
once.
kid's accidentally pulled the tail of their dog.
Oh.
No, I don't.
Nah, no one's done that. No one's a monster.
Yanks your dog's tail, Jace.
Nah.
They yank something else.
My cat's
Anyway,
tail.
moving on.
What the fuck?
Dude, he's like,
No, but going off topic, I hate this generation.
Yeah, I hate you
I'm-
too.
I hate
Yes,
not
baby.
like it's not you three. You guys are like great. You
I
don't get easily
hate the
offended at
generation
anything.
because I feel like that's quite a big
I don't
how do you-
like.
no,
I
how do
don't
you put it?
hate
No,
them.
it's quite a big I guess like group of people to target. I don't hate the generation.
I just
I
hate
hate-
the people.
I
that-
hate like mainly it's mainly Twitter culture.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Twitter.
and
I hate
It's
Twitter.
probably most likely the loudest minority that's like being heard.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem with
It's-
Twitter.
I
You're in these like confined communities where like everyone has the same like because like the algorithm recommends what you like. So you end up getting put in like this like echo chamber where like everything you say gets like reverbs back and like people say the same things as you and essentially like amp everything up, you know?
Mm.
Like they kind of like extremize those beliefs.
But
I
don't
think a problem is. This is gonna sound a bit dumb, but like there is too much free speech.
Bruh, what do you want this
I'm
to
ju-
be?
I'm not I'm not
Dumb,
saying
dumb,
like
dumb.
I'm not saying like
Alright,
communist society when no one's allowed to say anything that they think. I'm just
Nah.
saying people on Twitter can't say something like, "Oh, you're homophobic if you don't agree with this."
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to agree with them. Look
Yeah.
at, like, I don't know, fucking anybody from the Misfits. They say racist and, like, not PC shit all the time, and they just
Yeah, but they're
don't care,
lads.
so
See-
nothing happens. If
But
you
that's
don't care,
them.
nothing will happen.
Something that, like, although the thing is with that, like, onto that, I feel like it's a lot easier if you want to like create it like a channel and shit, and like create a following. It's a lot easier to do it when you're targeting children, right?
Yeah, okay.
But
Can I just say something?
but at the same time, when you do target those children, they're so kind of
Impressionable.
ignorant, and they don't like
They don't know anything.
They're more like almost sheep like, right?
They're more
They'll follow what
they're
other
more
people say.
susceptible to like random stuff.
Exactly. So like Misfits, their like audience, so it's a lot harder.
Their
to build
audience
up that,
is like
mature audience, right?
teenagers and like
Yeah. Because
Early
they've got
20s.
that kind of like mature audience. Even if like the Twitter stands, the whatever,
the dream
even
fans.
even if they do cancel them, because they've got this like mature following that like follow them for them, they kind of don't really care, I don't
Yeah.
know, it's just anyway, we've kind of
Yeah,
drifted away
we've
from E3
strained
here.
off really far.
I
But-
feel like it's a very passionate topic to talk about because
Yeah,
it really
I think
affects like,
I think
everyone
it
in our
deserves its own
generation.
episode.
But at the same time, I feel like it doesn't deserve its own episode because
Yeah.
it's already been talked about so much. It's like it's obvious that it's a problem, and talking about it really isn't going to do much. Right now.
We're just like we're teenagers. We don't know shit, man. We've no problem.
No, but nobody does. I mean, really.
Yeah, but we don't have like any proper
That's what it
say
is.
in this,
Yeah.
except our opinion.
Yeah. Anyway, back to
like,
E3.
hold on, before we change off, you were talking
Okay.
about how kids are susceptible to like.
Yeah. Other people
Like,
yeah.
I
random
would.
people's
I
opinions.
have been
Without
streaming.
fact checking too. That's like one of the biggest things.
Yeah,
I feel like I got taught it at school, but I feel like it needs to be like everyone should be like have to do like a tech class and have to like learn about like fact checking and like doing
Yeah.
research and shit.
So I've
'Cause I
been
know a lot of people
streaming.
that just, like-
I've been streaming for like 2 years, and I've
Yeah.
just broken 33 followers. Like, it's
Yeah.
and the reason I was on like 20 like a couple of weeks ago, and I've persevered like with like 13 followers, is because all I've done is streamed Minecraft.
Bro.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, the kids that come into my chat and be like, "Can I play with you? I'm gonna follow you."
Why do you stream Minecraft? What's like your motivation behind that?
I find it fun sometimes to play. Like I don't play single player because I get
Yeah.
bored really fast.
Yeah, no, same. I feel like I just instantly lose this motivation.
I'm not like 7 anymore. I used to not know crap about it, and that's what kept driving me. But now I know basically like all the recipes and
Exactly.
everything. So there's no
Yeah.
real point because I can just knock off the game in like 5 minutes, like a couple of minutes, and it's done. I can do the
Yeah.
bare essentials. But then like I go onto like multiplayer servers. Like I spend most of my time on Hypixel now. It's
Yeah.
because it's like the most popular, and when you put Hypixel in your Twitch channel,
Dude, Hypixel in Australia. So
yeah,
grim.
it's like it's so dumb. And like I go on and I type in my stream title is always like Minecraft Bed Wars Hypixel, and like there's
Yeah.
always in the first like 10 minutes there's always like 5 viewers. And even when I stop streaming, I get like up to 11 viewers on the video.
Yeah, I used to stream. I know the grind. I don't know. I didn't know what to stream a lot of the time. That was kind of my issue. I didn't know
I
what I
have to
wanted
keep
to stream.
searching up what like to stream because I don't know what's popular.
Oh, I see. I didn't go for what was popular. Right? I just kind of did whatever was fun.
Oh, Ruben,
the closest
Ruben,
thing
you
I
gotta
did-
do
the
what's
closest I-
popular, otherwise you like.
No,
No. That's not what you do. You don't do what's popular. You do what's not popular.
Yeah,
Because-
Unless
you
you're
create
like,
your
unless you're
own-
really like
No, the
engaging.
thing is, what I did was, when I was first starting out, so I'm talking like, 20 followers, like what you were.
Yeah.
I stream stuff like Scrap Mechanic, which has like, try to like the people that do follow that game, they're quite passionate about the game, right? So they'll often watch people and like, play with them and like, give them tips and stuff.
Yeah, you
'cause
got
there's
like
some really
it's a little community.
creative, good people in that community. But then there'll only ever be like 3 or 4 people streaming it. So I'll stream that and I'll like regularly get new people coming in, and like average like 8. I would average like 8 viewers, and then I got up to like, I think it was like 70 followers or something like that. And then I kind of just like
Once you
started
hit,
to become
once you
more. I
hit
started
50,
to become more of a variety streamer.
Yeah.
And at that point, I just started like grinding like CS:GO. I'd play like a bit of Tetris, play like some Fortnite, whatever.
I think
Play Beat Saber.
once you hit 50 followers, you get the ability to get subscribers.
And,
like,
yeah, but you've
you
also
gotta-
got
there's
to
a
you've
bunch
also
of
got to meet these
ticks.
other
It's
criteria.
like
It's like you've got to be
stream
streaming
7 days
for
in a
enough
row.
hours.
80 hours.
No, it's not stream. No, it's not 7 days in a row. You need to stream,
7 different
um,
days.
in a month.
Yeah,
And you also need to have an average of 5 viewers.
it's 4 now.
I think it was
They put it down.
4. Okay, that's easier. Oh yeah, see, I would have got that ages ago if it was
Yeah.
4.
And like
But
once,
the thing
once
is,
you hit,
I almost got it right. I almost got it. I'm on like 129 followers now. I haven't streamed in ages, but I will like one day once I've got more stuff, or like more free time.
Yeah. it's
But
like,
the thing is, with it though, it's like I had enough viewers. I kept grinding and I was like averaging like 8 viewers. So I ended up like finally reaching the point where I was about to do it and about to like, get like actually like boost it and like I climbed up the mountain and I was about to start like, doing going places, right?
yeah, like what happens is,
But then at that point though, because I had to get so high, like to like even get that far, I was so like lost for motivation that I just didn't stream enough hours in the month.
so what it is usually the algorithm goes, once you hit 50 followers, they start putting you on like the front page.
Yeah.
Not like the front page, but like when you go onto like categories, you pop up near the top.
Yeah.
So you get you get more views.
Yeah.
And like that's all I want. I just want to get 50 followers so I can get like more.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people, when they hit 50, they see like a real incline in viewers and followers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like once you start doing it on really any platform, once you get a
A certain amount.
following and it's like regular watch time and all of that stuff, it just starts snowballing and then
But the thing is, you gotta be consistent with your quality.
exactly. And
Like
your
I
points and
always
everything.
think to myself before a stream, how long am I gonna do it for?
Yeah.
The minimum I always do is around 30 minutes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Which is probably a good thing because it gives time people to and shit.
I remember I tried to do YouTube, right? And the one problem is like the thing is I could have like committed to YouTube, right? Because I had this like whole idea of a form of content I could keep regularly pushing out, and it would only take me like half an hour to an hour to actually like half an hour to record the video, half an hour to make it, right? Hour per video. I could have easily done that, right? But I never ended up doing it because the problem is if you're not, when you start a channel and you start that initial following, you need to be sure. Usually you need to be like quite sure of what you want to do, whether you want to be a variety streamer or whatever. The thing is, what I was going to do was going to be like Blender, so like 3D model based, because I did this thing where I'd record it and edit it and make like unlisted videos for people, like popular people like YouTubers and stuff. I thought it was funny. I'd make like 3D models of them and like, make them like dance and shit, and like
Yeah.
create like emojis for them. And it's like I could grind that out. That would be popular, and it like get me like massive clout, right? Because you're like name dropping all these people, right?
And
But
you,
if I did that though, the problem is the algorithm's gonna like set me into that like creative like workspace where they're gonna keep recommending me to all like those kinds of people, and less to like gaming, which is what I like mainly enjoy.
Yeah, but if you were to do that, then you could most likely, well, fairly easily make that jump into sort of content creation.
Yeah, you can, but the problem is, when you initially, because it's bad, it takes a lot more processing power for like the thousands of channels on YouTube, right? To every time you upload, figure out how to figure out how to recommend your stuff, right? Every like few weeks, right? So what they do is when you initially like start consistently uploading and like gaining a following, they categorize you instantly so that your videos will pop up after that kind of content.
Yeah, I think what they do is they usually, when the new channels come around, they'll kick them up to the top, but then slowly bring them back down.
Yeah.
Just so
like
then the new channels can get more screen time, and then
Yeah.
slowly come back, and it keeps repeating.
yeah, like
I don't know.
look at all
Honestly,
the-
if I found someone, because I like editing, but it's a lot of work when I do it because I put like a lot of effort into it, right?
Yeah.
But if I found someone who would be like down to like consistently edit my shit,
I think like you.
I would for sure like I would for sure start streaming again, and like if they were down to like just like edit my shit consistently, like I'd be down to even like split revenue type
Well,
shit.
what you should do is go into like, I know it's a bit like corny, but go into Reddit and go like r/editors.
Nah,
No, but like there'll always be that one guy that's like, oh, anyone needs some editors, and just
I know a guy that does like a lot of editing, so like I don't know, I could hit him up.
yeah.
See if he'd be down. So that'd be sick. We're pretty close friends too, so
man.
Alright. Let's move back to the original topic of this episode.
These and
Yeah.
Trend of far away.
Okay, so what other games are we going to talk about?
We got Far Cry 6.
Yeah, looks kind of lit.
It
Where is
looks
it?
like
Costa Rica or wherever? I don't know.
I'm looking at the video now. It looks like a 2015 game.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Well, that's a Ubisoft like feature, I guess. They never look up to date properly.
Yeah.
The
Heaps
cinematics
behind.
look great because they're always like pre-rendered.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Oh wait, see, it's kind of the opposite for Forza. The gameplay looks great because they've got this amazing engine, right?
yeah. How does that
um,
happen?
but-
Like,
But their cinematics just are like their in-game cinematics are fine because they're like rendered in the game, right? They're like real time. But when you launch the game and you go into the startup menu, they've got a pre-recorded cinematic there, and it's just the worst quality imaginable.
And it's always so like
Just
choppy
the
and
bit-
laggy and
the
everything.
bit rate is just so
yeah,
far down.
yeah.
But I feel like the choppy laggy part, I feel like that's just a part of because they're loading in like
they're
the
loading
majority of the assets that when they're not loading in all the assets because there's a lot that they don't need to load and there's a lot that they also
there's stuff.
won't load until actual like runtime to your loading into the game because depending on your settings you might not need certain things but they load the majority of the stuff in like the terrain or a lot of the terrain data because you're
Hopefully-
going to need that no matter what.
Hopefully they do fix a lot of these with 5. Because
To be honest though, it isn't even the biggest issue, man. Booting
Yeah.
up into Forza is so much better than booting up into GTA.
Yeah.
If there's anything that I want them to fix in the next Forza, is for them to actually like fix their implementation of multiplayer, because there's the amount of times that I'd be like, I won't play Forza for like a month, and then I'll go to play it online with a friend, and then we'll instantly not be able to play, and I'll have to spend like 20 minutes fixing my like networking issues.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like
It
But
sucks.
No.
I think Forza is always one of those showcase games as well.
yeah,
It's
it's
like-
it's a big game.
Like what
And
they
then so-
usually-
but then
it's like-
again-
it's an Xbox exclusive.
But
software, right?
I love Windows, that they give us access to all those Xbox exclusives.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
like that PlayStation's now starting to put some of their games over.
Yeah.
They've put some cool ones out there. What did they bring over? They bring over
They brought
Horizon.
Zero Dawn.
Horizon. But
They've brought,
I'm gonna be
God of
honest.
War. I think they're bringing God of War over. And
I'm gonna be honest.
They're bringing Days. They've brought Days Gone.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't care about those games. Not because they're bad games, and not because they're not good games.
Buddha
And
boy.
not because I don't want to play them. No. It's because there's a game that I want even more than both, like all of those.
Buddha boy moves.
I want to
moves.
play Spider-Man.
Yeah. I mean, I got
Like-
a PlayStation
like-
right here to be beat.
Yeah,
Like,
Spider-Man on.
I would
that's
be
one
I
of
would
those
be more
games
I'd
that
be
I'm
more
not
hyped I'd be more hyped for those games if we already had Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But just
I
the
wanna
fact that we
see-
don't have Spider-Man at all just like kind of makes me sad.
Yeah, like Last of Us Part 2. It's a cinematic, beautiful game. Like
Mhm.
the detail on the PS4 was amazing. It looked like PS5 quality. And
Yeah.
the PS5 version looks even better.
But imagine if they
You
would.
know- the way that they-
I'll imagine like a PC with like a 3090 Ti, like a 3090.
Yeah. You know the way that they did reflections in GTA? It's actually really sick.
Didn't they?
They had a second version of the map, and they made it low poly, and then they flipped it upside down.
That's good. That's epic.
And then so what they would do is, depending on like I know the math for it because it's like super dumb, but I'm not going to explain it. Essentially, in like short terms, what they do is they get the position of the camera relative to where that surface is, and then they would essentially mirror that, and then they essentially cast that onto a projector.
So it was basically like there was a secondary map, and
There was a second map, but it was low poly, so there was a lot more stuff in it. That's why there's like things where certain things don't show up in your reflections. I
Yeah.
can't remember what it is. I think it's like something like shadows and like other random stuff don't show up because they just don't like copy it over.
Yeah. So what you're saying is like it'd be like the place where your character is. Like
It's
the other
like- it's
map,
like
but it'd
instead
be
of-
slightly off.
Instead of essentially getting another camera and rendering the same world, because if they render the same world, they're in this like, you know how they make everything closer to a higher like resolution, like whether that be topology, texture resolution. Instead of looking at like other sides of this, of like you like say your car, like say if you're looking in a mirror and then there's your car, instead of looking at that same car that's high resolution, it's in the reflection, and it's going to essentially have a different like distance, right? And you're probably not going to look into it that much unless you're like nitpicking the game and judging it. You're not going to notice that. Not at all. It as long as it's there, you're immersed. You're not going to look into it that much. But then you have this issue with like, oh, sorry, you don't have this issue. It's like if you did it like by essentially doing another camera at the same space, you're gonna be wasting so much processing power. So they have like a more low poly one. And then they just smooth shade it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Video games, they do these really cool tricks, like just like the developers, like
Yeah.
increase performance.
We give like Ubisoft hate for like Far Cry 6 not looking up to date, but like the amount of work that went into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's like none of us could ever come close to it on our own.
I mean, Ruben.
Ruben probably would. But like,
on his own though,
on my own, I could,
In
but-
like,
but by the time I've done it,
yeah,
there's already going to be something newer and better. You know,
Exactly.
it's such a large scale. Unless I'm like talking about just making a single room in a building, like yeah, I could probably grind that out, but not like a whole like game.
Yeah, like
Um,
a full scale map.
But I'm like I love Unity, right?
yeah,
Unity's a great engine, right? It's so versatile. Okay.
What's boss?
So okay, James had to leave, but we're gonna finish this off. Back to what I was saying. So Unity's built as an engine that is designed in a way that it's got all those basic like fundamental features that you need, and then it will add on. It'll add on you can add on those features, whether it be via a official Unity like plugin, community driven, or you can even like there are like you can make your own plugins. Like I've done kind of similar things. I haven't gone to the full extent of like something I could publish, just like personal use, but like it's it's built as a modular one. But that's why I love it so much to the core, because it's like it feels so natural to use. And it feels so almost like it feels intuitive. And versatile. But Unreal Engine just has all these like features in it that are just so great. And especially
like-
Unreal Engine 5, just the visuals on that engine they're just stunning. They've got their
and
like
also
their
the
lumen
assets.
dynamic systems, and then they've got their what do they call it? Their nanite with their adaptive like it's
Yeah.
like essentially what do they call it? They use this like fancy like way of saying it, but it's essentially a way of dynamically retopologizing it to make sure that you're using like an optimal polygon count, so you can have these really high detail models, but you don't like drop frames. But you're also not losing detail. It's just this really cool way of like retopologizing. It's so cool what they're doing.
But you,
But I
what
never
you're
used
saying
it
is,
because
like,
one of the
you
other
get a bit-
things was the UI. I really didn't like the UI. It felt really overwhelming to look at.
yeah, like you get flustered using it.
Yeah. Everything. But the new Unreal Engine 5 UI actually looks really nice, and there's like search filters. So I'll try it out. I'll probably try it out once I've like, because right now I'm doing like a degree in game dev, like a certificate, right?
Yeah.
So once I've done that, because I'm gonna stick to Unity for that, right? Because you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just like I'm already putting out good work, getting like 100% or like 99% on like my tasks. So I'm just gonna like stick with it until like I'm kind of free to like experiment and like find my way, and then I'm gonna try it out because it's a stunning engine, man. Epic Games has been doing just like some great stuff in the last few years.
Yeah.
Especially something that I appreciate was recently with Rocket League. I was playing it, and I own it on multiple platforms, right? Like you own GDA on multiple platforms, and because they bought like the company, I can't remember what they're called, the company that owns, like, sorry, not owns, developed Rocket League. They implemented the Epic Games accounts with Rocket League, so that everything links up to your Epic Games account, and then from there you can select your primary account. So now when I go and play on my Switch with my brother and go and play on my Steam, that's why sometimes I'd have him playing on the Switch and I'd play on my computer and we'd link up that way through Rocket League. I'd do it that way because I wanted to have all my items, right? But now everything's all like synced, and it's such a great feeling. I think they redid
GDA
it
doesn't do that, and it sucks dick. Because
GDA doesn't do that, but with a lot of cases, you probably don't want it to. Because I know people that have like multiple accounts, but I know people that would like to have the same accounts, but I don't know.
Yeah,
It's such a GTA 5. It's like it's a great game, but I feel like it's just it's getting old, man. You know what they say. You know what they say. Wait, one. 1, 2,
Stop
3.
beating the dead
No. They know what they say. The PlayStation 2 had 3 GTAs, but PlayStation 5. The GTA 2. No, fuck, I'm dyslexic. The PlayStation 2 had 3 GTAs, but
PlayStation 2.
GTA 5 has been on 3 PlayStations.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, man.
just like this whole like mentality that they can milk online. Like, sure, it works, but like I don't know.
And I mean, they're still making billions from
They're
it.
still
but yeah.
making billions, man. But like
They need to move on, honestly.
they need to do something big, and I'm not talking about like another big online event like what they've been doing. I don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like it's just time. Even if they don't,
And the hype would be
even
massive
if they
behind
keep
it.
doing this for a bit, but even if I don't expect them to drop a full trailer for GTA 6 or anything, right?
Yeah.
Or even like, cause aren't they remastering GTA 5 or something, redoing the graphics?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like even I don't mind that they're doing that, but I'd least like it's cool that they've said that. And have they officially said that they're working on 6, or is it just kind of rumors now?
Well,
Is it
I
like
mean,
basically
they have
aren't they?
to.
Isn't it just basically confirmed rumors? Like it's not official.
Yeah, like everybody they interview, like the people who they interview, they say they can't talk about it. So obviously something's happening with it.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
like, okay, so
and
I
think
don't expect them to go drop in a full length trailer on the remaster, or even like the 6. At least like say announce that they're working on 6, and then maybe even like put together a quick like behind the scenes of like something that they're doing, like whether it be like what Forza recently did. So we'll move on to E3 from here, like with the whole Forza thing. So with what Forza's doing with Forza Horizon 5, and they just dropped their video looking over how they're sampling all their sounds and everything for the new game. How they're like getting in actual cars, and how now the changes you do, whether it be like before, sure, adding a turbo onto your car would like change the way it sounds. Like you obviously get to hear the turbo.
Yeah.
But stuff
now
like
there are,
changing like air intakes are actually affecting it now.
yeah,
So
and there are also heaps of different turbo noises now, depending on whether you have a race or a sport or a I don't know.
so
a street
before I'm pretty sure how it worked is they just had essentially genres of cars. So they had like sports cars, street cars, and then they would have like rally cars, and then they'd have all these different engine sizes and different engines, right? And then they just have samples for that, and they'd be like basically the same for most of them. And then they'd add like the obvious stuff like a turbo noise, or like
and there was like one turbo noise or one
supercharged noise. Yeah. But it's like only those like obvious things, and even once you add those, they're all very similar in their sound. But now that like those like really like small detail things are like gonna be like affecting it, which is it's just really great here, man.
Yeah, like
I wonder how
how
they're doing it though. Whether they're essentially taking like they're sampling it once for one of them, and then they've worked out ways to like alter the sound to like make it sound the way it should. Like they've done it for one car, sounded how it like got how it should sound, and essentially like created like this like formula, essentially.
Yeah, I think they've got like a couple of like so like V8s, they all sound pretty similar, but they've all got their like very distinct sort of, you know, difference in like pitches and revs and all that sort of stuff. So I'm assuming it'd be that they'd have one for each, and they just switch it up a bit.
I feel like to a degree that they would do that, but the perfectionist in me, the OCD in me, with all the time they have, I really want them to go through and just like essentially get people in with those cars and just like chuck a bunch of mods on them, right? But realistically, with how many cars they've got in the game, how many cars are there? There's like obvious. I think it'd be in the thousands, surely.
Yeah, and there's some cars that they just can't do that with because they're like
no shit, fucking cyberpunk car.
or like Koenigsegg Jescos, they're like
Yeah, like one-of-one
multiple
cars.
millions of dollars. Yeah, exactly.
Lego cars. With a lot of them,
Yeah,
I feel like they take a lot of creative liberty, but like,
yeah.
yeah. But yeah, no, that announcement for Forza Horizon 5, that was a big announcement in E3.
Yeah.
I'm glad they did that.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I'll probably buy everything at launch.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna buy it whenever I have enough money to. So,
I'm not gonna pre-order it because I don't know.
When?
You get all of the pre-order bonuses though, which
What
is
pre-order
cool.
are there?
Sometimes there are just like really rare cars, and on the marketplace they'll sell for like 100 million credits or something like that.
That's pretty cool.
Just,
I don't know.
yeah.
Every time I've done a pre-order bonus, like sometimes, like a pre-order for something, usually I'd cancel it because something pops up. And it's usually cheaper, but I don't know. I might do it because it's one of those things where it's like, it's not like it's gonna be released anywhere else. You know, it's like if I pre-order a game for my Switch, right? It's gonna be at like Kmart and shit. Well, not Kmart, but like, it's gonna be at different stores. So there is that chance, yeah. I don't know. Maybe this is like the first time I actually do it.
What other games that released or that got announced?
I hope
Nintendo stuff.
Nintendo.
Oh wait,
Nintendo.
one before we move on, I hope one of the things they do with 5 is I'd like to see a better DLC this time around. I don't know.
Yeah.
What has been their trend with like the first DLC will be somewhere serious, right?
Yeah, and then
Let's be honest, with it being Mexico, it's probably I want it to be Japan, but it's probably not going to be Japan. Like I want it to like go into Tokyo and like have a very drift oriented like
they wouldn't
vibe.
do Japan.
But
Definitely
if they're gonna do Japan / Tokyo, as much as I really want it here and now, and so that makes me want it in a DLC, I don't want it to be a DLC because I want it to be a full release.
Yeah, I want to put as much effort in it as possible. I reckon
I really want to just fucking go around the city. I think the final frontier for Forza, the point at which they really have peaked, would be, this is gonna be fucking ages away, right? This is gonna be like 20 years away minimum, I'm assuming. My prediction. If they used there's been a lot of work with what Google Maps has done with where they use like where they automate or they automate like the construction of a lot of buildings for Google Maps, right? Because nobody's gonna go through and like manually place them, all right, and like shape them. So one of the things is like this, like the final frontier would be
kind of
a
what
Forza
they did with
Horizon
Flight.
game that uses real world data.
Yeah, like what they did with Flight Sim 2020.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah.
That's like, yeah, they've done that with Flight Sim, but the level to what they've done with Flight Sim is like you're in a plane, right? So you're not going to be up and close to the cities, right? Or like to like small cities. The closest you're going to really get is like flying a low plane. So even then, that's why it's like that's why it doesn't, like, they didn't have to put in all that detail. Whereas Forza is one of those games where you're driving around in a car and you're like up close and personal with buildings, so they're gonna need to like get all these like small details, which is probably gonna require like just this insane amount of like terrain data from satellites. It's gonna require probably some form of like photogrammetry from like what's it called?
Street View or something.
From like Google Street View, and like it's gonna require stuff like what PyFUD's done, where you like fit in a single image and makes like a 3D model. So like assumes. They're gonna
Yeah.
need to like mix like that, like
And refine
assuming
it.
the unseen data, and also mixing in like that photogrammetry. They wouldn't do LiDAR because it's not like Google Maps has LiDAR for everything. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It'd be hard, but honestly, that's probably where it would like. That'd be like the
Probably
final frontier,
where-
but I honestly don't think they'd do it. I
It's
don't think they'd
probably
do
where
it
all
because where else would they
are.
go from that? They would have to start like going into places off like out of this
Fast.
earth.
Fast and Furious, that shit going to outer space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like the final frontier for them is gonna be maybe one day they do, but 20 years. I feel like they're gonna want to milk it a bit longer than 20 years. To be
Yeah, I
honest,
feel
'cause
like
I feel like
that's where-
a game franchise with this much backing could keep going forever. It's not like it's rivaled, and it's it is rivaled. Like there's Need for Speed,
sort of.
but
Yeah, but it's not like,
it's
a game that you can just run out of plot ideas. All you really got to do is new locations, new cars.
yeah,
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
it's not like it is rivaled, like realistically it's rivaled, but I feel like Forza Horizon and Need for Speed are at that good point where they can both exist in harmony.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
and
'cause there's
even
enough
and
variety
even though it does
between
have a rival, I feel like if Need for Speed goes and does something big, there's still gonna be a massive backing for Forza, because it's just one of those like games.
Yeah, like there's so much variety between both of the games. They all offer
It's not
different things.
rivaled because it's not rivaled for the reason that there isn't competition. It's not rivaled for the point that it has a dedicated fan base and they have genuinely good games.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the biggest they're probably gonna get from like a realistic standpoint with the whole like trying to like go as big as they can with like events and shit and like what they can do for races and like locations. I think the biggest they're gonna ever do is an entire country.
Yeah.
But I
or,
feel like there's some that it's gonna be easier with and some that's gonna be harder
Or-
with.
or like an entire state, like an entire
Yeah.
state of America, or like
So
an entire state of Australia.
definitely, if they're gonna do America, they'd have to do multiple states because they're
They're
like,
small.
I reckon. Oh well, they. To be fair though, actually maybe not because it's a lot more densely populated, but there's a lot less to explore.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like, while sure some places probably don't deserve the attention, it'd still be cool to be able to be there,
Yeah.
no matter where it is. While some are probably generic, it'd be really cool. Like kind of like it's like, sure, they might look similar, but there's always these like small differences. That's like the whole point of Geo, I guess, that they're like slightly different. And I feel like, but I feel like countries like Australia,
Yeah.
I reckon if they were to like go big and start like doing massive things, I reckon they could knock out the majority of like Australia. I reckon,
most of it.
yeah, I reckon they could probably do the entirety, because it'd be cool that way. You could have the
Total-
entire of Australia. Maybe not
and you could
maybe not including Tasmania, and then just
yes,
and then just have Tasmania and New Zealand as a DLC, or even you can include Tasmania, sure. I guess. No, you could include Tasmania, right? You should. They probably realistically they probably should, because it is officially a part of Australia. But
Yeah.
New Zealand isn't. So if they were gonna, instead of doing both for DLC, they'll probably include Tasmania, make you take like a boat or something, and then do New Zealand DLC, because that would make sense, right?
Yeah, but we got all of the terrains and biomes to offer. Like we got snow, we got rainforest,
Yeah. I feel like
arid climates, all of that.
I feel like the best, like, well, yeah, I feel like it. While Australia is as big as America, I feel like it'd be easier for them to do the entirety of America than it would be for them to the entirety of it would be easier for them to do the entirety of Australia than the entirety of America, right? Because we've got so much barren wasteland in the middle of our country.
You could just have it randomly generate rocks and
not even randomly generate. They could use actual like satellite data, right?
Yeah.
And then where they see a house, they'd probably have to like, manually place it, right? But they wouldn't necessarily custom create the house. They'd probably make it like some generic,
But then
depending on the biome.
There comes the problem.
Yeah, well,
it'd take
it's generic.
actual real life. No, but it'd take actual real life time to get from one point of Australia to the other.
That's why I was about to propose a solution for that. You probably fast travel, but instead of doing like you can fast travel anywhere, you can fast travel to specific like points. Like there'll be like fast travel points, but not like you have to claim those points, right? Because that's gonna take fucking forever, right?
Yeah.
I'd propose that you'd have to you start in like a city, and then from there you would have to go around and
head to like a shipping.
Do this like say it would be like a 4-hour long part of the story, right? So 4-hour gameplay long part of the story, so that you can actually like get into the game, right? Because sure, a lot of people are gonna want to like get out and go, but like I say they lock it down for a bit, like say Forzathon's like been locked down or whatever, right?
COVID.
Well, no, not because of COVID, but like, for some reason, right? And once you complete that, then instead of doing fast travel boards, then you have like the ability to like go to those points, right? And it'd be, I reckon they'd, instead of just calling it fast travel like they do now, I reckon what they'd call it is they'd just call it road trip, like road trip to the point, and then in brackets next to that, like fast travel, right? Because if you're gonna do a whole country, you want that immersion, right? And saying fast travel is kind of like, okay, let me go just turn on flight and fly to America real quick. Let me go fly. With my magical, I don't know,
let me
real quick
no clip to America.
Yeah, fuck, whatever. But like, I don't know, I feel like it'd be cool. But like, realistically, also kind of just salty that they didn't do Perth or Major. But I'm also really grateful that they did Australia because it's so cool.
Yeah, why didn't they do York, huh?
Yeah, why didn't they do York? Why didn't they do Major Bump?
Yeah, exactly,
bro.
Gidgy Gannup. Should have done that.
Yeah, what about Gidgy Gannup?
Oh my god.
Yeah. But yeah, Nintendo shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nintendo. Dude, Nintendo had me on the edge.
Shit.
Bro, Nintendo had you edging there.
No, but like legit, I was so worried, and then they were like, we've got one more. They were like, we got one more thing, and it was Breath of the Wild 2. It's such a cool thing that they like.
Nah, Cap. They said they have one more thing, and then they slapped in like a Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, when they said when they said one more thing, and then they showed the DLC for Hyrule Warriors. I've never played Hyrule Warriors. I don't want to. I look. Smash Bros, great brawler game. Fucking, what's it called? But then it's like, okay, you got like, what's a good like 3D fighter?
Tekken.
Is that 3D like
Mortal Kombat?
Or no?
Oh wait,
like as in 3D as in you walk around in your environment.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think. There are definitely ones, but I don't remember them off the top of my head, right?
Like Splatoon, I don't know.
No, you know what I mean though. Like you're in like a boxing. It's like a boxing match, but with,
yeah.
It's like a boxing match, but instead it's with like Street Fighter something.
Yeah.
They did that kind of concept with, not saying that that's what Hyrule Warriors is. Hyrule Warriors like PvE, isn't it? It's not PvP. It's
no, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It's versing like waves of enemies and shit.
Yeah, it's just like mob enemies.
I think there is a story and shit, but that's not the point. What's it called? It's what's it called? they kind of did it with Pokemon Tournament, and I had fun playing it the first time around. But by the time the deluxe came out and I bought it on Switch, I was already kind of like bored of the genre. I don't know. I didn't do it.
It's a genre that you can like very easily like run out of entertainment.
Yeah, but you know what genre I've got really bored of, and I'm not really bored of it, but like I've lost my like, like large amounts of enthusiasm for.
League.
No, I never liked League. I only play it because my friends play it.
That's valid.
I actually uninstalled it the other night. I'll reinstall it one day. But no. One game I have lost motivation for, and I'm really sad about it. Pokemon. I don't know, man.
That's valid. Yeah.
It's got to the point now where it feels like I'm just like spamming A to skip through text because there's no voice acting in the game.
Yeah, but
and everyone has lines that are like 3 novels long.
Yeah.
And and then it feels like I'm just using like I'm just like constantly grinding just to like progress through these like routes. I don't know, it's gotten too linear. I felt the same about when I like recently, because I used to love Lego games, right? A lot of them are still really good, like Lego Batman, like what the hell, that's awesome. And those kinds of ones, but some of the modern ones, it feels like I'm just punching shit, breaking shit, building shit, killing a boss that takes has 3 like major like damage points, right?
It was like the hit when we were younger. I feel that they've all been like dumbed down.
Yeah, no, like, it feels way too linear.
Yeah, like I restarted Pokemon Platinum like a week ago.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. Like, it's good.
Yeah.
Opposed to Pokemon Sword and Shield, which I literally struggled to finish.
Yeah. No, Pokemon Sword and Shield, I legit got to like the final people. Like I want to say the Elite Four, but it's not the Elite Four.
Yeah.
And then I just stopped because I just got bored. And
That's
then what's it called? And then I got the DLC, and now I'm like halfway through I'm a quarter way through the DLC, and I just like got bored, and now I'm not playing it, and I'll play it like when I get sick one day or something. I feel like, yeah, I don't know, it feels too linear now. That's why I'm super hyped for Pokemon Arceus, Legends Arceus.
I'm in the Diamond and Pearl and Arceus games. I'm really hoping that they're gonna,
Wait, Parker, just talk up a little bit.
What?
Talk up a little bit.
I am. I'm pretty much shouting, yeah, whore.
Okay. To be honest though, I one Pokemon game that I loved with all my heart, and I'm always gonna keep this cartridge. I loved Pokemon. What was it called? Pokemon Omega Ruby.
Yeah, they were good.
That was the shit, man. Dude, I remember I never played through Red. Like, wait, what was it? Omega. Sorry, I never played through Ruby or Sapphire. Or what was the other one?
Alpha Sapphire.
Alpha Sapphire. I never played through any of those.
Emerald.
So by the time I'd finished like the first part of the story, I was like, I felt so good, and it was just so like engaging. And then there was a second part, and I was just so happy, man.
Yeah.
It was such a great feeling, because I had this ignorance, because I didn't know.
No, but what was good about those games is it had a massive after game story.
Yeah. Also flying around on fucking your what was it? Flying around on your Latios and Latias was sick. Which one was it? I can't remember which one it was.
Game.
It was that game, but I don't remember whether it was Latios or Latios. I think it depended on which one you caught.
No, it depended on which game you had.
Oh no, that's right. Yeah, and then depending on which game you had, depended on which one you could catch, and then that depended on that. Yeah. So, but I've only really ever started feeling this way about those games since I played Breath of the Wild, because it really opened my eyes to like
probably
what
one of
what it
most
could be.
Yeah.
Because it felt so free. Because there was there was so much you could have done, but you didn't have to do it. And there was like a guiding way, they did tell you like they did give you a direction to head in, but they didn't force it into you, right?
Yeah.
And it's so great for me because especially like I've got ADHD, right? So I'll get distracted along the way and I'll go on journeys, right? And I didn't know like the terrain, I didn't know the story. And was there, I'm pretty sure there was like wasn't full voice acting in the sense like there wasn't all of the side characters.
Yeah, but it wasn't like silent. Like
Yeah, no. There wasn't full voice acting, but all of the story characters, like the lead story characters, didn't they have voice acting?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sold it to me.
Yeah. But also, honestly, the dialogue wasn't too like in depth if you were talking to some random dude.
Yeah, it wasn't. But
like if you
it wasn't. But then you start to go in. If they did really like commit to it, you start to go into this like Cyberpunk 2077 where they tried to make everyone have their own lives that they'd explore, and you could follow them around, and you'd see them do like random shit. And then look at how their game turned out. No, but it's like it's that's a lot of work for like a writer especially. So I don't blame them for that. Honestly, that's fine. But I'm excited for the next one because I feel like they are probably gonna do what you want and have a lot more in-depth like interactions with those like side characters because they already had the majority of the map, right? Because the whole thing was that they loved the map that they created and they wanted to do so much to it that it just didn't fit into the scope of the original game. So that's why they had to make a new game, right?
Yeah, it was all
and so it's essentially it's a similar map, but it isn't like Pokemon where I never played. You know how they like do like a second game and it would be like you'd play through the first one and then there'd be more content after the fact.
Yeah.
I tried to do that with Sun. That was the first game I ever tried to do. I did the Mega whatever it was, something Sun.
Yeah.
And I just didn't. I couldn't. I got so bored from like the same thing because it was just the same thing, right?
Those two games, the remix of Sun and Moon, straight after Sun and Moon.
Yeah, no,
like it was the exact same game. They just put in a new legendary.
Yeah, but if you look at the new if you look at the new Zelda game, there's like a bunch of like really cool changes to the map. It's like it's a whole different story, and it's and I feel like just the fact alone that they've redone Link's like abilities, because now he's like Sheikah Slate's now he's got like a Sheikah arm. Just that fact alone is gonna add so much, like so many more like I guess possibilities and like ways of looking at certain situations, right?
Well, if they had kept the Sheikah Slate, in my opinion, people who like by now I've got 500 hours on Zelda. People like that, they're just so experienced at using the Sheikah Slate and what to do that it would just become easier. But by removing that and giving you,
I feel like it's gonna behave similarly, but like I don't know.
I feel it's gonna be similar, but I think
I feel like they could have kept the Sheikah Slate, but they could have kept it. They could have kept it. As long as they did what they are doing right now, and they changed its abilities.
Yeah, but
because
I think just by removing the Sheikah Slate, they're also like just keeping it canon because it was Zelda's and Link gave it back to her.
Yeah.
So maybe I know a lot of people have been saying that maybe Zelda's possibly going to be a playable character. I don't personally see it. It's never happened in the history of Zelda.
I feel like I kind of
would be
want
cool.
some form of multiplayer in it, but I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Like something like
I think it would be
Outdoors.
cool. I think it would be cool to actually be able to play along with your friends, but I don't know how well that would work.
Well, they've done it before in Four Swords.
Yeah.
That
They've definitely done it before, but I definitely don't know how well it's gonna work. It would
Four
work though.
Swords was the
So
shit,
even if it
changed
was
my mind.
what?
What?
Four Swords was the shit, changed my mind.
It was good. It
I
was
never
good.
played it.
Oh, it was good shit.
But it would be really cool. I just the fact that even like if it was like a completely different story or like you just went around like completing. Imagine if it was more like an MMO in a way, where you could
Yeah.
like grind for better items, right?
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
And there was like big bosses that you could take on as groups.
Yeah, no, that's actually one thing that I really want from the new game.
That would be cool. But on the technical side, that would be a lot of work to do because whether you would host it all on one Switch or whether you would try and sync them up together.
I just feel like that would
or whether
work.
they'd host them on servers. There's a lot of net code that would need to be done, and they'd hopefully they don't do a Smash Bros on us and make it really shitty. But like, there's definitely the potential there, and I feel like it would be really cool. But I wouldn't be mad if it's not there. I just want to state that because it's already shaping up to be a really cool game.
Oh yeah. But you know, one of the things that I'm hoping for in the new game is harder bosses. Because if they're going to keep the same game mechanics, like same, you know, backflips, parries, and everything, I want something new because I can already.
You know what?
Easy. So Guardians aren't even like a threat.
Yeah.
But something harder than a Guardian would be fun. And what the developers have been saying is that this is going to be like a more dark themed game.
Yeah.
It's taking more of like a Majora's Mask path.
Yeah. To be honest, I would prefer though personally to have a complete multiplayer in the new Pokemon game. They've done multiplayer for Pokemon before, right?
Yeah.
But it's always been you either versing in a battle or you're just seeing random people running around. I like it to be that you're actually exploring with them, and that you could do the story with them.
Well,
but I would like the story to also be more hands. I want not necessarily hands off in the sense that it just like lets you do whatever you want, but less linear, right?
Like all the new games, I've noticed a theme. It's like a theme of like friendship.
Yeah, I definitely want the new Pokemon to be less linear.
And dick who you hate, and you just try and beat them. That was it.
Yeah, sure. I really would want multiplayer in that, and to be honest, probably more than Zelda. Even though I would really love it in Zelda, like they're way up there. Like they're like two things that I want in like two of my favorite like video game genres, right? But it's not. I would prefer to have it in Pokemon. However, I will because I just love the idea of exploring a world for the first time and not knowing anything about it with a friend.
Yeah.
However, I would excuse it if it wasn't because it's their first time actually doing a big Pokemon, like a big open world Pokemon that isn't a fake open world Pokemon.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you here, Sword and Shield.
Sword and Shield. They really overhyped what that was.
Yeah.
Like they were saying huge open world areas.
And I personally don't. Breath of the Wild graphics, beautiful.
Yeah. They're great.
Pokemon Sword.
It's too cartoonistic.
It's that, and the fact that things are the brightness, everything's so dark, but also so harsh in its colors, and also so
like really
vibrant at the same time. It kind of just looks like vomit.
Yeah.
And it's too cartoonish. but also not at the same time. Like there's these really detailed textures, and then there's these blobby trees. It's just it feels so inconsistent and thrown together.
Especially
Personally, the
was
graphics on the new Arceus game look better, but
They
they're
look a lot
still
more-
not quite there. The shadows are too
Yeah.
harsh, and the colors are still a little off. But
Yep.
that seemed to be a really early point in its progress.
Yeah, it didn't.
So
really
I'm
seem-
expecting that to be temporary. The
Yep.
one thing that would have like this E3 was kind of shitty. The only thing that saved it really was Forza. A few other games that I can't lift off the top of my head because we're not talking about them right now.
The Metro
And Zelda. They
Yeah.
really carried it. Like there was only like a few games that really like brought it home, especially specifically for me. I know that there's probably some diehard fans of a game out there
Honestly,
that
what kind of disappointed me
finally
a
got what they
little
wanted.
was that like Splatoon and Diamond and Pearl and Arceus, they all got announced like 2 weeks before. I thought they would have saved it. and
No,
had a
no.
kick.
Arceus was announced like start of this year.
Was it?
Yeah, wait. Let me just switch up when the thing was announced.
I don't know,
We're
man,
gonna wrap
things
up stream soon.
Yeah.
already.
This will
Have you-
once we finish talking about this, I'm gonna have to head off. So
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
yeah, it was 4 months ago.
Oh shit.
So honestly, in that time, to be fair, they've probably been working on more back end stuff because usually they leave visuals to like quite near the end.
Yep.
But I would have at least liked to see some progress, like worked on the visuals, even if it's just coloration. Because
This is a
stuff
tale-
like some of the shadows on the
Poke-
rocks, like say there'll be a really bumpy rock, so they'll have a bunch of shadows on them cast from the sun. It just looks a little weird, and the trees
Yeah.
look a little weird. It looks cool in a, like an anime kind of way, I guess. But I would have, but all the shadows look like they're the same color. I would have liked to see some like more coloration and variation.
Yeah, that's fair.
And just a bit more clarity. It like you can definitely I'm just gonna like I'm gonna like make it so that the recording can see my screen real quick. Let me just do that. And then I'll show this and leave.
JC didn't
Display
get on.
capture. Okay. So I'll also
Yeah, I
stream it
finished eating now.
to
I
where is
just
it?
had
There it
to
is.
die really quick.
James, when you're watching this, make sure to cut off me like setting this all up so that they can see it. Okay, so you see here, you see you can see the image, right? Can you guys see that all right?
Yep. Yeah, I can see now.
Okay, so you can definitely like the shadows are very harsh and very like similar, but it looks alright. But the one thing is, like, you can definitely tell that there's depth in it because you can see this like kind of fog, and there's not enough fog to overwhelm it and stop you from seeing stuff. I reckon there's the right amount of fog. That's not the issue.
Yeah.
I feel like the issue is the grass here. If you look here, and you look at the
just
grass here and the grass here,
It just
You
looks really
can't-
muddy.
you
Like-
can't tell the depth there.
Yeah,
It just looks like a backdrop a little bit too much.
Um,
Whereas if we look at Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 1 first trailer, right? We search this up. If we look at the first trailer for this, right?
Open
You
your
can clearly
Yeah.
You got all of that depth of field.
you can clearly see a change in that. To be honest, they're probably using a similar game engine. Like
I'm surprised that,
that
they haven't
mixing there.
opted to use it.
Pardon?
To use the same. I'm surprised they haven't opted to use the same one.
No, I think they have.
Have they?
Because
Yeah.
if we just go back to here and we look at that blending if we look at the blending on the different
Oh,
patches of
that scene on top of the hill actually looked decent.
if we look at the if we go here and we just like where is it? Just find a good spot. If we look at the like that looks decent.
Yeah.
Still needs work on the shadows, but that looks decent. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably
if we look at some of this, like just the way that the textures seem to be blended, it looks very reminiscent of this early in development, like things of Zelda, where you can see that kind of bleeding, which is kind of like a design choice. But you can definitely see that Zelda looks a lot nicer, but I feel like that's mainly due to. So look, this was when was Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild released?
2017.
It was released
Actually, no, ended 2016.
March 2017. Yeah, so this is a good like around like half a year, if not more.
Yeah.
Before the release. Wait. When is Pokemon Legends Arceus releasing? It's releasing like January 2022, so that's more than a year away.
No, it's not.
Well, no, from this trailer, I'm saying. It's more than a year away relative to the first trailer.
Oh, it's almost a year.
Yeah, almost a year from like between the release and the first trailer of this. And then but for what's it called? Legend of Zelda, they had like they had like less time, so they're quite near the end of the development. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've got faith. I'm excited. It wasn't a good E3 by E3 standards. Probably more excited for PAX, but it was.
I mean,
it was good that we actually got some announcements because it has been looking quite dry.
I doubt any
aside from Nintendo, of course, but still.
I doubt any of the other like game conventions and stuff where they like announce them will be much better because they've had
the whole
really
thing the whole thing with PAX was sorry, E3 was charging like a ton of money.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's fair enough.
It just wasn't worth it when there's so many other options.
But yeah, I was just thinking because of lockdown and COVID and everything, it would have put a hold on it for a while. But I guess they'd be back.
Kind of one of those things that you can kind of like
do at home. Yeah.
You don't get the same kind of environment, but like as long as communication's made, it can be done. I don't know. Nintendo and who else carried?
Microsoft.
Nintendo, Microsoft, and
I mean Bethesda had that big Starfield.
Oh wait, didn't they? Wasn't the whole meme?
It's wasn't
the whole meme Bethesda like announced Skyrim for like the same version of Skyrim for like the 200th time?
I don't know. No, but they did it with the Microsoft thing as well.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah.
I'm excited for some games. I just E3 was kind of let down this year.
Yeah.
Hopefully let's step it up. Anyway, I think we're gonna end it here.
Yeah.
You guys all good?
Yeah.
Alright, it's been Ruben.
And me, these nuts.
Jace. And Parker, if he's here. Is he here? Oh, he's muted. I'll just sign up for Parker. And Parker. Alright, let's go. I'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Stay fresh.
Alright, everyone. This is the Nightclub Podcast. Episode's done. See you next time.